Hi everybody, me again. Welcome back to the basement. I know I've been away for the last couple of weeks. Took the family to Florida, had a wonderful vacation, and a few other things in life, so that's kept me away from the layout for a bit. But we're back at it. Not really a whole lot of new stuff to show you. There's no layout update really to speak of because I haven't really done anything major on the layout in the past, well, let's say month. Um, But I'll show you some freight cars that I picked up while in Florida and a project that I'm going to be starting that's sitting over here to my right, um, that I'll be able to utilize later this summer. So let's take a look at a couple of the little things that I've picked up and go from there. Real quick, as I'm walking by Layout B here, specifically the Agua Canyon scene, my brother gave me this little cabin kit, which is really cool. It fits in perfect with the park scene here, representative of a few of the small buildings I have. Well, anyway, he got this kit from a coworker. This kit is from the '80s, and it was still factory sealed, from the hobby shop that it was picked up from a long time ago. So brand new, old stock, and just a cute little cabin. Only took about, I don't know, half hour to put together. There's the box right there. Cabri kit 8001, and made in West Germany. So that definitely dates it back to the 80s. Well, here's two of the freight cars that I picked up in, I think it was Colonial Hobbies in Orlando. Let me roll them back a little bit. This Wisconsin Central Gone I've had. But the two new cars are these Grrr cars, or Georgetown Railway Ortner hoppers. They came with the gravel loads, which is pretty sweet. These are Walther's Proto cars. I've been looking for Ortners for a while. I saw these and I had to grab them. And here's the other three freight cars that I picked up in Orlando. This massive CSX wood chip hopper. I had this in my hand at a local hobby shop a couple months back, and I almost bought it then, but I opted to buy something else, which was more important at the time. And then I picked up a couple of these 60-foot high cube box cars that you see all over the rails today. Believe it or not, these are the first 60-foot high cubes that I've got. I've been wanting some for quite a while, and I saw them at the hobby shop in Orlando for a good price, so I grabbed them. So these 5 freight cars I just showed you were my souvenirs. The rest of the family got souvenirs at Disney World and whatnot. I got trains, but that makes sense. Actually, to be fair, I did pick up this Coca-Cola semi at the Coke store in Disney Springs. It is, in fact, 1/87th scale, HO. I'm going to take a quick stop here by Layout B again. You see this picture that I found and hung here? So this is a picture of this scene right here, back when it was just being built in my bedroom many, many, many years ago, mid-90s. Okay, so it went from that, okay, you can see the mobile home in the middle. It had a circle of track around it, that was all. That was the whole layout. There's the mobile home, okay, and that turned in to this. So the next thing I'm going to show you is a little project for summertime, or not even summertime necessarily, but travel. What could it be? I keep saying summer because I want to have it built by summer. What could it be? Well, duh, it's a suitcase. And some of you might know where I'm going with this. So it needs cleaned up a little bit more. But what I'm going to do with this is put a layout in it. A traveling layout. Get back a little bit. So I had a travel train. I called it camper train. It did end up going on a couple trips with us. But then I ended up just attaching it to the side of my N scale layout in the shed. And that's kind of where it's been hanging out. Well, then I saw this suitcase and I got the idea of making a suitcase layout. I've seen many of these at shows and online, so I thought I would do one myself. Now, I've already gutted the inside of it, and I actually took off the bracket that was here in the corner that held the lid up, because a lot of people, most people actually, most suitcase layouts that I've seen, the layout is in the bottom part here, and then there's sky or whatever up in the top. But I'm going to do my layout in both sides. So I cut the bracket so I can open it all the way. Okay. This foam I've already added. Okay. This is just the blue, some older blue foam insulation board that I had. Yeah, it does have the silver backing. And I know that there's a lot of discussion online about how that silver backing might interfere with the operation of the trains. That applies mostly to DCC from what I understand, and this layout is going to be DC powered, so that shouldn't be an issue. So I've already cut and glued in the foam. So the plan is, it's going to be a pretty basic oval of track, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drill a hole here, here, through to the other side so that the train will go through that. And then I'll just put a piece of straight in there that I can pull out to be able to fold the suitcase up and store everything and transport it that way. I don't care if it's going to have a couple holes in the base of it, because it's not going to be meant to be a sealed suitcase anymore. It's going to be meant to be a portable model railroad. So this is what I hope to work on over the next couple of months. I don't think it'll take too long to build, to be honest. Simple little traveling layout project. I have some of the material already, but there are, of course, a few more things to pick up. And I'm going to do this in N scale. Okay. It's another reason why I'm using both halves, because I already model in N scale. I already have the N scale stuff. So it just was the most economic choice. And then when it's all said and done, it's a nice, see, it's a nice old hardcore suitcase. It latches and it even has the old key that still works from way back when. So, and on the outside, I'm going to put like stickers and keychains and all kinds of things I get from train shows and travels and whatnot. So that's it. That's going to be the next layout project, is this suitcase. And that's about it, boys and girls. So we'll be seeing you on the next one. Everybody stay safe. Have some fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.